come on, you guys got to ask something, because if you don't, I got to go home and need to go to bed. So, and I really don't want to go home yet.
And with that, he's back. Tony Stewart speaking out for the first time publicly since a sprint car accident that left him sidelined for the remainder of the Sprint Cup season. Tony joins us now, and Tony, I think I speak for every single person in the NASCAR community that it is a sight. You're a sight for sore eyes. It's really great to see you today.
It's good to be back here, you know, and oddly enough, which makes me feel like I'm still pretty injured, it was actually good to be with the media today. So we had a good time here, and it's, you know, there's been a lot of stuff happening, obviously, in the 4 weeks, not only with what's going on with my situation, but also, you know, getting replacement drivers and you know, a new driver added to the stable. So we've had a lot going on in the last 4 weeks, so it's nice to be out a little bit.
And we're going to cover all of that, but at first I want to just talk about the injury. Tell me about the recovery process right now.
It's been really good so far. It's, you know, I've never had an injury like this, so I really don't know what to expect. And, you know, the biggest thing is talking to the surgeon and our doctor is that, you know, the prognosis as far as when we can get back in a race car is the end of January to beginning of February. That's providing there's no setbacks. So, you know, there's really nothing to be gained by getting back on track earlier. It's more if we try to do too much too soon, we can cause a setback that could really be a problem as far as getting to Daytona. So I've tried to just stick to whatever the weekly orders for the doctor is and not even asking what's going on past that, and scheduling and therapy and all that. So you know, we're just now starting to work on range of motion with the foot, but the true therapy probably won't start for 2 or 3 more weeks.
So I heard that you're supposed to be back at Richmond this weekend, obviously playing the team owner role. And you just mentioned Daytona. Is that your timeline to try to be back for Speed Weeks?
Yeah, that's, you know, there's really nothing before that. You know, obviously I'm not going to be ready to run anything like Chili Bowl or you know, and there's really nothing before that necessarily on the schedule. So the biggest thing for us is mainly getting healed up to go back to Daytona. So, you know, I guess time-wise and time frame-wise, we got kind of lucky. I mean, if this injury would have happened a month or 6 weeks later, I mean, we could have not only been out for the rest of this year, but the beginning of next year. So it's nice to, I guess, to a certain degree, be able to be ready for Daytona. So that's definitely the goal.
Tony, you mentioned that you've never been in a wreck like this, and obviously physically getting better and getting back in the race car is one thing, but do you anticipate there to be any mental hurdles, especially when we go to a place like Daytona?
No, not at all. It's, you know, I'm ready to get back in a race car right now mentally. It's just physically I'm not ready, obviously, but, you know, I've been in a lot worse wrecks than this. This is just the first time I've ever had an injury that was this severe. So, you know, I've been racing 35 years, and to finally have an injury like this, I guess, we've had a pretty good run from that standpoint. But, you know, I'm be ready when physically I'm ready to get back in a car. I can promise you I'll have more than been ready mentally to get back in a car.
Now let's get serious. You've stated that you have no intention of stopping the sprint car stuff. You said today that you're going to continue to live your life. But obviously some are going to ask why, especially after an accident like this and an injury like this. Can you understand why people ask that question?
Nope. You know, to me, it's, you know, if you get hurt in a car wreck and you have the same injury, are you going to quit driving a street car? They're going to get back and do what they do. But, you know, it's about what you're passionate about. And I don't expect anybody to understand, you know, but everybody's got to be passionate about something. And it's not just sprint car racing. I'm a race car driver. I'm passionate about driving race cars. And I drive modifieds. I drive late models. I drive stock cars, sprint cars. It doesn't matter. I'll race anything. But that's just what I do, and you know, to not do that would be taking my heart out of my chest. And so, you know, I'm going to live my life. I'm going to, you know, I don't feel like I'm putting myself at any more risk driving any type of race car than anywhere else. I mean, I feel like I've got a better shot of driving from Cornelius, North Carolina over here to Kannapolis to our race shop with people texting on their phones and, you know, not paying attention than ever being in any race car. So, you know, I feel like we're fine.
Passion, no doubt, part of your DNA, and it's why everybody loves you so much. NASCAR Now will be right back as we continue our conversation with Tony Stewart and discuss the changing dynamic at Stewart-Haas Racing.